All right, so we're at Amicalola. Actually, I'm up from Amicalola. I had to park in the long-term parking, which I didn't realize was actually up here. I've parked and left out of AT kickoff from the lower parking lot, and apparently that is not the correct place to park. So I'm up at long-term parking for AT/BMT hikers, getting ready to head out. It's about 11:30. I got here at 11, had to get up here. Already got checked in. So I got up at 4 a.m. and knowing myself pretty well, I was out of the house just before 6, so that worked out good. I knew that 5 a.m. departure was probably not going to happen, and of course it didn't. So that being said, I did make one stop, but I did not eat, so I've had just some liquid calories, and then I'll probably eat a snack when I get a little ways on. I was hoping to cross a subway on the way here, but I did not, so I never ended up stopping. So it is what it is. I've got food and I've got snacks, and it should be good. So the plan is to hike back down to Amicalola, do the entire approach to finally finish the approach. I've skipped the stairs except for one portion now, so I'm going to get everything done. The plan is to do the 9 miles of the approach, and then go maybe 3-ish to a site. If it's early enough, I'm gonna push past that and go to Three Forks, which will make it about a 15, 16 mile day, but I'll keep you guys up to date. All right, well, climbing up out of Nimblewell Gap. We've already had a gear issue, and it was a Leonidas issue. So I had a buff on so that I would have a face covering when I'm in town, etc. And I don't usually put them on when I'm hiking because I get too hot. So I had it on to do the stairs because of all the people. Well, of course, I get done with the stairs, and a little ways up, I'm burning up because I can't get, heat's not coming out of the top of my shirt. So I took it off, and because it was really damp, I said, well, I don't want to ball it up and stick it somewhere. I want to let it dry. So I stuck it here. And of course, my brain said, you should tie it an overhand knot to the strap. And Leonidas said, no, I don't want to do that because then the part where the knot is will stay damp. So what did Leonidas do? Leonidas did what Leonidas said and didn't tie it because he thought, I'll just keep checking it and make sure I don't lose it. Well, he did that for a while. And then he got carried away with moving and forgot about it for a while. And then when he thought about it, because he was going to put it in his pocket because the last time he had checked it, it was almost dry, it was gone. So all that to say, brand new buff that I bought pretty much specifically for this trip, gone. Granted, it's only $5, but it's laying somewhere back on the trail. And with COVID being what it is, I don't know if anybody will pick it up. So when I realized it, I went back 100, 200, maybe 300 yards, looked down the trail because it is orange and white and gray. So I thought, well, maybe I'll be able to see it. Well, couldn't see it. So now I've got to figure out, hopefully when I get to Reliance, I'll be able to get a face covering so I can actually get my box and all that good stuff. So, Leonidas failure of gear. So, if you can see, we're at the hiking intersection. We've gone 4.3 miles. It is 1:34 here, so we've been on trail moving for 2 hours. So, that's not bad because I had to walk from the long-term parking to the start of the approach. So I don't know how far extra that was. Not a lot, maybe an extra 0.2. So 4.5 in 2 hours. It's not too bad. I'd like to be moving a little faster than that, but again, for just getting out on trail and not fueling like I should have on the way here, I should have stopped and got some food. Didn't do that either. Leonidas knows better. But, sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes you don't do things you know you should. So I stopped at the top of Nimblewheel before you drop into the gap, got my snacks out, ate a snack-sized payday, got another one in my pocket. I've got my dinner and my electrolytes for today in my other pocket, and I've got a big bag of combos that I can get into. I've got 5 ounces I think I can eat today, so that's another 750 calories. So I may get into those on Springer. I'll just see how I feel. But for now, just trying to make it to Springer. Well, actually that was 4.3 from Springer to there. So anyhow, I think we're making pretty decent time one way or the other. So there you go. I just didn't think about the fact that I was reading it from the Sobo side of the sign. But I'll keep you guys up to date with what's going on as things progress. Figured I'd bring you out for a little view. So we're almost to the top of Springer, if I remember correctly. But as you can see, without all the leaves, you got some pretty nice views through the trees. So, alright, so like I said, I think we're just a little shy of Springer. I'm not sure how close. I haven't been checking Gut Hook. I think when I get up here, I'm gonna go ahead and mix some electrolytes, maybe pound some combos, do my picture, all that good stuff, see what kind of views we can get. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll mix the drink at Springer Shelter. I may go over there just to get out of the wind, because when I take my pack off, since I've been going on this uphill, I'm kind of damp again. So I may go to the shelter and just hang in there for a little bit, like I said, eat a snack and mix electrolytes, and I may go down there and get water. So it's 1:53 in Alabama, so 2:53, it's almost 3 o'clock. So if I go 6 miles from Springer, that might get me there at 6 p.m. maybe. I don't know, we'll just see. I'm not sure how my pace is right now, but I think I'm gonna try to go to Three Forks. Just because then I'm right there at water. I don't have to worry about carrying any water. And in the morning, water's right there, so there's no need to grab more water than what I'm actually going to use tonight. So I think that's going to be the plan. I think I'm going to push past that 3.3 or whatever campsite where BMT and AT intersect at a spot. So, alrighty, keep you guys up to date. Approach is done. There's the plaque with the rock with the logbook, of course, and there's the other plaque with the first white blaze. And that, my friends, is the view. Beautiful. So we made it up here. It is 3 o'clock on the dot. So 3.5 hours. Not great, not terrible, but decent. And I did stop a fair number of times and talk to other hikers, so it's actually pretty good. So I'm gonna, like I said, I think I'm gonna get to the shelter, mix some electrolytes, eat some combos, and then I'll keep you guys up to date from there. Alright, so here we are, starting the Benton MacKaye. Only stayed at the shelter for a minute. There was a fair number of people there, actually. So I decided I would just move on. I did stop, mixed electrolytes. Didn't get combos out, and I feel like the beer can's kind of submerged into the top of my pack. So I was like, well, feeling pretty good. I'm just gonna push on, drink half a bottle of water. So got an easy 100 calories right there. So we're gonna push on, like I said. May go to the 3.3, but I'm really thinking Three Forks. That 6.2 is where we're gonna go. So keep you guys up to date. Should be a view spot coming up. I believe it's called Owens Mountain. So I'll get you guys out for that, but we're up here on top of Springer and it is pretty, bro. Temperature's great. Nice and breezy. So, as my buddy Austin would say, good times. Alright, so White Diamond, down White Blaze, Benton MacKaye. Let's keep going. One thing I have noticed so far is the AT is pretty well worn generally. This, you know the trails here, I mean, kind of like you can see the bank and the grass, but definitely not as well traveled, I would say. I did pick up some trash just now. Actually, since I left the park proper, I haven't seen any trash. I saw one square of dirty TP, like literally like a square on the approach, and then right before I got to Springer, 2 toilet paper blooms. I was like, really? So, but once I got on the Benton MacKaye, right once I got past the memorial plaque, I was walking, I looked down and there was a black Sharpie. So, snagged it up. I don't know that I'll have any use for it, but I thought before about bringing a marker just to mark something if I needed to, or maybe marking a guidebook, or because I did bring the BMT guidebook with me just in case. It does have some information that Guthook does not have, so I brought it. Figured why not. So, picked up some trash. So I'll keep on down the trail and I'll keep you guys up to date. Side trail to a view on the BMT. This is Owen Vista. So I figure we're gonna come check this out. Not too far off the trail. And I found that I've made another snafu for this trip, and that was in the pre-planning. Whoa, my goodness, look at that. Hopefully the dead cat's doing its job, keeping the wind noise down for you guys, but man, that is beautiful. Look at that. Man. So I actually just passed a few minutes ago another hiker. I think she was probably out for a day hike with her dog, but I was surprised actually to see anyone out here. So I wonder if maybe she didn't park at Springer, hike down here to see this view, and then hike back up. But look at that, man. This, out that way, it's not really mountainous, it's just forever. Then you come over here and you got some mountains in the distance. But let's see if I can. There we go. Zoom it in. Sorry about the speed on that zoom, but it is what it is. Alrighty, I'm gonna keep on heading on, and I'll keep you guys up to date on where we stop. Alright, and you can see shadows are getting kind of long. It is 4:44, and I've already passed the first AT-BMT junction. I actually didn't pay attention to see if there was a campsite there, because there was a young couple who were not sure where they were going. They were trying to just do a Springer loop, and they had come down the BMT actually, so they were trying to figure out how to get back to Springer. So I sent them Sobo on the AT, so I didn't even think about checking the campsite there, because I was just in my mind, I was like, yep, I'm going to Three Forks. So that's where we're going, Three Forks. It is what it is now. So I may stop here and drink the other half this liter of water, get those electrolytes. Feeling a little slow on the ups, but that's probably because of calorie deficit today that I shouldn't have put myself in. So here's a nice little potential new blowdown. I don't know, but That's one thing with the bear canister, that it can be a little bit more difficult because it's strapped on top to get under some of these things. So I may be switching packs. Stay tuned for that. But I'll keep you guys up to date. So as you can see, the sun's kind of not going to get you in the sun, but it's getting ready to drop behind the mountains over there. So the trail is beautiful. Getting close to Three Forks. I'm not sure how far away I am. I was thinking I'd be there potentially by 6. So if that's right, I've got another 40 minutes. So I'm definitely ready to get there though, because I'm gonna devour some combos and drink the other half of this liter of electrolytes. I'm toying with adding some more water to it just so I have some more water in me before dinner. I'm gonna wait and do my oatmeal that I have and my peanut butter until right before bed. And that's part of the snafu for today. I don't think I mentioned it when we were back there at the view, but in case I did, I apologize. So when I was packing all my food, because that's what I do ahead of time, I was getting low on my Tailwind Endurance Fuel, the electrolytes that I use. And so I decided, well, for the one, at first I didn't pack anything or break out anything for this part of the trip, because I was like, well, that doesn't have to go anywhere, that doesn't have to be mailed. I can do that last minute, worst case scenario, so that's fine. So I ended up having enough stuff, so I went ahead and made all the days for this part of the trip, except apparently for tonight. So I think maybe I was still thinking, because I had some more endurance fuel coming. I don't know what happened, but I did not make a shake for tonight. I have the oatmeal for the shake, but apparently I never processed it and actually broke it out of the bags, put it in the Ziploc, put the scoop of protein powder in there, put a scoop of electrolyte powder in there to make my dinner shake. So I have oatmeal, 2 packs of oatmeal, and a bunch of combos. So that is going to be, I'm just going to do the oatmeal, and some peanut butter for dinner, and that's just going to have to suffice for tonight. So, oh well, still having a good time. I'm just mainly slogging downhill, if you can't tell from the bounce, unfortunately, on the camera. Sorry, I'll stop for a minute and not walk so heavy. But on the way down to Three Forks, like I said, and so hope to be there at 6. I'm just going to go ahead and set up. I think 15 miles is going to be good enough for today. And then tomorrow I was going to do a 23, but since I will have done 3 of that today, I may end up only doing a 20 tomorrow. We'll just kind of play it by ear and see, because the next day was a 30 or a 34 to get to the shelter in the private property area. So I think I still want to shoot for that, but I don't know if I'm going to push past my planned campsite for tomorrow night, just so I don't have to do a 30, or if I'm just like, whatever, I'll still do a 30. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys up to date. All right, here's Little Emma. I'm a little past or across the road at Three Forks. So I'm here. There are open sites both sides. But I can't decide if I want to set up here or if I want to go on. There's supposed to be a campsite at mile 8 with water right near it. These are just so close to the water. I don't know if I want to be this close, just because it's going to make the temperature drop more. So not that that's I don't guess it's too big of a deal tonight, but so I don't know. All right, I'll figure something out. I'll keep you guys up to date. All right, so it's home for the night. Duplex, line equipment Enigma. I've only got the 30 out right now. I don't think it's supposed to get that cold, but I've got the 50 in it, in the Nyla Flume right next to me. If I get cold, I'll pop it out and cover up with it. I've already got the strap, the double Sub-Zero straps on, so I can just strap it in if I need to. Everything is in there except bear canister and my water. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna get some combos and eat those for a little bit. Probably get my wind pants on. It's kind of chilly down here. And just kind of hang out for a little bit. There's a couple people around here, but I ended up coming back across the road and set up over here. So, alright, so end of the day recap. I've got my oatmeal mixed, I've got the peanut butter out, but it's getting pretty cold, so I'm thinking about just going ahead and getting in bed. I think it's after 7, but time changes tonight, so that should be interesting. So I don't generally sleep great my first night on trail, so we'll see what happens. But there's a couple other people around. There's a big group over that way, and they've got a fire going, but other than that, it's pretty quiet. There's a guy up here in his hammock, just kind of hanging out. So alright, like I said, I'm gonna try and get warm, may rest for a little bit, and then eat my dinner, and then brush my teeth, and then get everything buttoned up and go to bed. So keep you guys up to date. Talk to you in the morning.
You can't see the picture, but that's by design, because I don't want to turn on a light, because it's not even, with the time rolling back, it's almost 10 p.m. So here's the dilemma, okay? A lot of times when I'm out, especially by myself, I have issues with trying to figure out how hard to push myself to where I can be tired enough to sleep all night, okay? I don't have too much difficulty at home, just part of, the routine of it. I wake up during the night, but nothing major. I usually can go back to sleep pretty quick. But out here, like tonight, I wasn't necessarily tired per se when I got to camp, but it was getting cold, and that's what you do when it's cold, unless you're gonna build a fire and hang out there. You just get in the sack and go to bed. So I kept waking up. I think I slept about 2 hours or so, but because it's full day, excuse me, and a blue moon, it's pretty bright. Not bright enough apparently for you to see me in the tent, but I can look around and it's kind of illuminated outside. So now I'm questioning, should I have pushed on that next, another mile, 0.7? I don't mind setting up in the dark, but would that have actually helped, per se, to make me tired enough to have been able to go to sleep and stay asleep until some reasonable time in the morning, right? So that's my dilemma. It's how hard do I push myself to where I'm trying to remember if maybe on the Pinhoti that day I did 38 and a half or whatever it ended up being. I was actually tired when I stopped. I know part of why I stopped was because there was water crossings coming up, and I didn't really want to do those in the dark because I wasn't sure what they were going to be like. And I really didn't want to have wet feet going to bed and potentially getting cold and having frozen shoes. So that did play a part there, but like today, it's the first day on trail for this trip. Should I have pushed on past 15 miles for day one? So, I don't know, just some night thoughts from Leonidas on Halloween. So, hopefully I will get some sleep, and I'll see you guys in the morning.